Hi, this is Aleksandra from Olenko's Kitchen, and I have a special guest tonight, Jason Layton from the Masters Octave again, all the way from New Jersey. Hello, Jason.
Hello, Olenko, again.
I hope they can hear us
both,
but that's what happens sometimes with technology. So this is going to be an awesome show. We're going to be talking about hypnosis, how hypnosis works, and how it works on me with my seasonal allergies. And I know there's so many people suffering, so I want to tell you guys, it's really amazing. So the night show is called Power to Heal with the Subconscious Mind. So Hi, Jason.
Hello. So we were saying, you were talking about how your allergies and how long you had your allergies for. So you were saying 19 to 20 years you had your allergies.
I had when I moved to this country, around when I went to college, I started having these allergies. First I thought that, because many I have an echo, Jason.
A bat and 1,000 here.
Hello.
How about now?
Sorry guys, we're trying something new. We're using Zoom tonight.
Yes, zooming it up.
Zooming up. Give me some music. We're gonna dance, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I hope that I don't sound horrible.
I think you sound fantastic.
Yeah, but with an echo, who knows?
Yeah, no, that should be fixed now.
Okay, so hopefully I sound normally, but anyway, so talking about the hypnosis, I've been listening to, so we had how many sessions? Like I had 2 for hypnosis and 1 for like the power
motivation
from within, self-confidence and stuff. But yeah, it really works amazing. So you make these recordings from the sessions and then I listen to them, and Jason's voice is amazing. It's like really like when you listen to it, you feel like you're talking to God. Like it's so relaxing, and he puts some like magic touch, like music in the background that is like very, I don't know what kind of Fahrenheit, I don't know what you're doing, but it's very like, it really puts you in a trance. So like it works with your subconscious mind. So I listen to this in the morning when I wake up. I listen when I make my smoothie, when I put my makeup. Then I listen sometimes during the day and in the afternoon and at night. So it's awesome. It really works because my allergies I say 98% gone, like almost nothing, which is
So 20 years you had these allergies. Yeah, 20 years of allergies, and within 2 to 3 weeks of doing a meditation, they're gone. And that's the power of the mind. And each one of us has this power within us. Each one of us. Quite frankly, I think every single disease that we have, it's all mental. It's all mental, because once we understand what we really are, right? We're not physical beings, right? We are energetic beings. And emotions create blocks within us. And a lot of our emotional trauma comes from when we're growing up and when we're kids. And we hold on to those blocks within us. And it's so interesting, like all the clients that I work with, and it doesn't matter what it is, if it's cancer, if it's motivation, if it's smoking, if it's allergies, if it's acne, it's all tied to an emotional trauma from our past. So what's happening is the energy, it can't express itself, right? There's a block that's happening within us. So the energy has to go somewhere, right? And then the energy starts manifesting into these physical ailments that we have. So we start breaking apart these physical ailments, going back into our traumas and releasing the trauma that's inside of us energetically. Our bodies heal themselves because our bodies are so amazing. They know exactly what to do. When you cut yourself, you don't think about, I gotta heal my hand up. No, the body takes care of itself because the body knows what to do. But if it has energetic blocks inside of it, it just, the energy can't flow freely. And when it can't flow freely, it has to go somewhere. And it attaches itself to our organs. It attaches itself to our skin. It's all over our body. All this stuff that's happening, it's blockage of energy. And once we go in and remove these blocks, it's phenomenal. Like you were saying, 20 years. And this isn't your first rodeo trying to heal that, right? You've tried
I've tried
trying to heal
everything. I've tried out of like first of all, if you're wondering what this tail was, is my cat Sushi, of course, came here. My big Maine Coon. Let me see. Hi, Sushi. You want to say hi to everybody? Hi. 20 pounds of love. He's a healer.
20
But
pounds.
yeah, so I've tried many different things. I've tried conventional, unconventional. I mean, I've been to so many different doctors, and yeah, and there are other things that helped a little bit, like acupuncture definitely helps, essential oils. I mean, diet. That's why, like 8 or 9 years ago, I went raw vegan. Like I eat like most, not 100% raw, but high raw. And I even, tried the urine therapy, which works a little bit too. So
Yeah.
drinking distilled water. So it's like all these different things. But yeah, when I did the hypnosis with you, it's amazing. Like you said, it goes back to your childhood. So a lot of stuff came from the family. Even so, I'm allergic to penicillin, right? And remember the stuff that came out like
Yeah.
with when I was little, like a little infant or something, and they were like holding me around, like in the family, and somebody had a cold or something, and my mother was afraid that I'm gonna catch a cold, like germs from someone. So it's like, it's amazing that it gets stuck in our mind. And then of course, even stuff from other lifetimes, like galactic stuff came out. I mean,
Yeah.
I had some visions. It's very, very interesting. It's very powerful. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you have to try it, guys, because I know a lot of you are really like, like suffering, and you can't, sometimes you go to all these different doctors and you can't find nothing really works. And this works. I'm telling you, and Jason is amazing. So
Well, thank
definitely
you. No, thank you very much.
try a session
Thank
with
you.
him.
But our subconscious mind, honestly, it records everything in this life and every other life. It's recording everything that we do. So it has the key to unfold any problems that we have inside of us. All we have to do is access that, right? So we can do it ourselves by doing meditations, right? And you can do a meditation for 21 to 28 days, and it becomes a habit. And you're able to, the more you do it, the better you get, which is practice, right? You practice something, you get better at it. So the more you practice meditation, the easier it is to access your subconscious mind. But when you have somebody helping you along the way, right? So I put you into hypnosis, which is entering into your subconscious mind, which is entering into your third eye, which is entering into other realms of your realities, and pulling from the things that are holding you back, and then dissolving those things that are holding you back, and then reprogramming you to know that you are a beautiful being. You are powerful. You taking ownership of those things creates your reality, right? So you remove the blocks and then empower. And that's what it's all about. And what I mean by our higher self is our third eye. When you go to sleep at nighttime, right, we're entering into our higher self, which is our subconscious mind. And how we get there is through our third eye. Our third eye opens up. Our third eye has a lens, right? We talked about this earlier. Our third eye has a lens and rods and cones, and it sits in our forehead here, and it's actually looking up. It's looking up to the heavens, right? But when we go to sleep, we do that 90-degree shift, like we talked about in the Soul's Dream. And when you make that shift, you shift into another altered reality or altered state. And that's exactly what hypnosis does, it puts you into that trance state, into that altered state, where you're able to access your higher self and just download any information. Like you were talking about, you were a baby. So if you were to consciously think about, oh, when I was a baby, this happened to me, you would never be able to find that inside of your memory banks. But your subconscious mind knows every aspect of you, knows exactly where to find it. So once I just ask and guide your subconscious mind to find these blocks, we get in there, we remove them, and then we replace them with power. And by replacing them with power, you become powerful, and you're able to overcome anything. I mean, I've seen girls who can't get pregnant because when they were younger, they would say things like, "Oh, I never want to get pregnant," or their mothers or grandmothers would say something to them, and they would grab onto those associations of, "Oh, I never want to have a baby," and then later on in life, the subconscious mind says, "Oh, you don't want to have a baby, so I will. This is what you want, so I will hold that for you." But when it comes time to have a baby, you can't have a baby because your subconscious mind is still holding on to those old memories. So once you go in there and you remove that, and then you empower yourself, boom, the babies pop in. Boom, the allergies are gone. The acne is gone. The healings start happening so much faster because the energy within us is able to flow without the restrictions. So it's so important to go in there and remove the blocks. So it's been an incredible journey for me. I mean, honestly, it's been miraculous. I mean, it's absolutely amazing to see people healing so quickly, right? I mean, it's just so cool, like getting the updates, like, hey, what's going on? How you feeling? I'm feeling really good. And then sometimes people have lapses. Like there was a couple times where the allergies kicked in for you, right? But you stuck with the program and you're still sticking with it, which is huge. Because once your subconscious mind is programmed, right? Once it becomes a habit, it runs on autopilot. We don't have to think about it. And when it runs on autopilot, you're good to go. So if empowerment and power and motivation is running on autopilot, your life is going to be filled with that experience. It's so cool. So if you look at a baby, right, when we come into this reality, we are full of imagination, right? We're very impressionable, right? What's an impression? When you like, if you take a cookie cutter and you put it onto the dough, it creates an impression, right? It creates a mark. That's what these energetic vortexes do to our emotions when we're younger. It creates a mark on our experience, a block that we will hold on to for our whole entire lives. And here we are adults and we're still acting as if that mark has power over us, but we don't know how to get rid of it. And that's what hypnosis can do. It can go in there and remove those impressions that no longer serve us. So when you look at a kid, a baby or kids, all they do is they're always in their imagination, running around, playing with their toys. That's the subconscious mind. The subconscious is the kid within us. How you teach a subconscious mind is the same way you teach a child. If you want to teach a child that this is a pencil, you can't say this is a pencil and walk away and expect the child to remember this is a pencil. You have to say this is a pencil, this is a pencil, this is a pencil, continuously, right? Repetitively. And after a certain amount of time, the kid knows the association that when he sees this piece of wood, yellow wood, he goes, oh, that's a pencil, right? The association's created. Our subconscious mind works the same exact way. Through practice and practice and practice, we are programming, but what we're programming is our subconscious mind. And once it's in there, it runs on autopilot. So it's just like riding a bicycle for the first time, right? When you ride a bike for the first time, you're very nervous. Someone's holding your seat, you're looking around, kind of like you're all over the place. But after you practice riding a bike for 2 to 3 weeks, you don't even think about it anymore, right? And then after you're riding a bike for a year, you can drink a soda, ride your bike with no hands, and be on the phone at the same time. You can do multiple things because you're not thinking about riding a bike, because that is taken care of by the subconscious mind. So once we start programming our subconscious mind with what we want, that becomes our reality.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Because I'm going to forget.
Yes,
so when you told me, like, with the first hypnosis we had, you said, like, yeah, because when you have these beliefs or programs, like your mind, you can't just take something and leave it empty. Like you have to put something back, like something new, replace it. And that's what it is. Like with the hypnosis, you're replacing it. And during this time, like a lot of people are suffering with allergies, like here in New York. I mean, it was a very rainy spring. So many people, have allergies, and people are saying, oh, I have allergies. And I've been hearing all these people, I have allergies. And, like it triggered me, because it's like, like and I'm thinking, I used to have allergies, but I don't have them anymore. And one of the hypnosis that you gave me, it says, I accept that, like, my body's healing all the cells, but I also accept, like, the healing, so it's like you're reprogramming not just your mind, but every cell, like every, like everything. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's interesting when you, like, the strongest words that we have is I am. Mm-hmm. It's the most powerful words put together, I am, that we have in our English language. When we put these words together, it's creation, right? So I is the source. Who we truly are is just awareness, right? Doesn't matter if we're in this reality, if we're in our dream state, if we go to heaven, if we go to another universe altogether when we leave here, we will always be awareness. The circumstances and the conditions of the energy around us, the places, right? That's all going to change. The energy vortexes that are around us, the realities, that changes. But what never changes is who you are, and that is awareness. That's I. So when we say I, you're directly reflecting that awareness, right? So you say I am. Am is the action of the energy around you. So when you say I am sick, guess what you're then creating in your reality? Sickness. So when we first feel a little scratch in our throat, right? We go, oh, I'm getting sick. I'm getting sick. And then someone says, oh, how are you feeling? Oh, I am sick. Instead of saying, I am healed. When you feel that scratch, instantly go to I am healed. And you ever heard that fake it till you make it? Well, what you're doing here is you're actually empowering the healing process, opposed to empowering the sickness or the dis-ease, right? So dis-ease is just a vibrational frequency that is it's a slower vibration. So all of our cells have a perfect optimal resonance, right? When we get sick, those cells, those vibrations slow down, and that's what we call dis-ease. But when we raise that vibration up past even when it's perfect, it heals extremely quick. So the thing is when you're feeling something, go to the highest possibility. I am healed. I am grateful to have this opportunity to show myself that I am healed. So whatever we put behind I am is going to become our reality, because the subconscious mind is tapping into our higher selves and pulling that reality to us. So if we say, I want this, I am this, it will bring it to us. And this is the way that the universe works, because we are energy. And science is just, we're just learning this the last 100 years with quantum physics, that everything is a wave of possibilities. And we have access to tap into these multiple waves, right? These multiple realities of ourselves, and pull the very best one to be our experience. So when you get sick, fake it till you make it, and just say, I am so grateful to have this opportunity, that I am healed. And continuously say that in your mind, because what's going to happen, repetition, it's going to become you're healed. And before you know it, you're not going to get sick. I mean, I think the last time I got super sick, oddly enough, was December 21st, 2012. How crazy is that? Like that shifting point, I got so sick, like deathly ill that day. It was incredible, and it only lasted a day and it was gone. But since then, I mean, I've had scratchy throats, but never got sick since then. And because my belief structure is no matter what comes, I understand that it's just energy. It's not a thing. We're giving all these things, like I said, it's a pencil. We're naming this, like we're giving and making it a thing. It's just energy. So once we start seeing ourselves as energy, going in there and removing the blocks, guess what? You're a free being. You can move as you want to. And that's the beautiful thing about tapping into our subconscious and into our trance states, so we can access this part of ourselves. So it's really awesome.
Cool. But I feel like because we are so, oh, my cat left. Okay, I can come a little closer. So when we, living our lives and our reprogramming our childhood through our parents, our upbringing, school, church, culture, whatever, our friends, family, music, everything that, surrounds us, then, even with hypnosis, it's like in the beginning, when you listen to the hypnosis of doing, it kind of feels confused, because it's like, what's the truth, and the truth is like, what do you make it? So what I did, remember, I told you with the crystals, somebody said also, when I did the hypnosis with you, somebody said, why don't you get a crystal and reprogram it? And I said, like, last fall, I said, no more allergies. I said, I don't know what, I'm gonna heal. I don't want to, I've suffered enough with these allergies. I've tried everything. And I'm like, this is it. I don't know what, but like, I'm gonna be healed. And it worked. So I got the crystal and I reprogrammed it. I cleansed, and then we did the hypnosis, the first one. And I started listening. The next day, I was wearing the crystal. I came home and I was throwing a toy to my cat. And these are my other bracelet with crystals that my friend Aleksandra Mazon makes it from Crystal Karen. And this bracelet flew through all my like living room, dining room, and broke into pieces and stuff. And because I feel like I got these bracelets like a month before that, and they're very powerful. They have magnets. I feel like something shifted in me. Like with this mind, with this, hypnosis with you, like I just got to the point that I said, no more, like I'm not gonna be a victim anymore with these allergies, because I was so sick that I used to get asthma. Like I was like, I couldn't breathe, so it's if you, this was for me, it wasn't just like a little running over something. It was bad, like really bad, like I couldn't function. So I reprogrammed the crystal flew off, and then I really felt like this is it, I'm like, I can heal myself through the hypnosis. It really works, but of course you have to believe it, so with everything, right?
Well, that's the most important part.
So I wear it and I'm like, I do the hypnosis, I'm like, I'm I'm like, I'm healed, like I'm allergy free, I'm whatever, I'm love, like whatever I'm
Yeah.
working on it works.
That's the thing. Each one of us has this divine blueprint within us that is so powerful. But we're unaware of it because we have gotten a bump on our head 13,000 years ago and we've forgotten where we come from, right? But it was all done by design. So the thing is this power is inside of us. And once we start tapping into that power and giving it power, like you're saying, I had to have belief, right? Once you have belief in yourself, that becomes the power to make it express in your reality. So when you go in there and you remove something, like you want to put something in its place.
Exactly.
When you put in its place is power and belief. And that power and belief is so strong. It's incredible how strong it is. If you look at the placebo effect when it comes to pharmaceutical drugs, right? It's about it's between 60 and 85% placebo.
Yeah, those people believe
works.
that they're getting a
They
drug
believe.
and they're not, and
Yeah.
they're getting healed, right?
Yeah, it's amazing because we have a physician inside of us that works and gives us all the chemicals that we need. Our bodies are incredible. They're incredible machines. This is the most advanced piece of technology in the universe, right? So think about this. If you were to have $1 million racehorse, right? A purebred racehorse, wins Triple Crowns all the time, right? Would you feed that horse hamburgers?
No.
Would you blow?
Don't eat hamburgers first of all.
Yeah. But would you feed it crap food? No, you wouldn't.
No,
Would you
wouldn't. You
would you
wouldn't eat
smoke
fast
cigarettes?
food.
Would you smoke cigarettes and blow it into the horse's face? No, you wouldn't. Right? You would only give it the best, and yet it's only $1 million horse. Now think about us. This body is priceless, right? Because you can only get one. And think about this: if you could get another body, right? Just say you can transfer your consciousness into another body. How much money do you think that's going to cost?
I mean,
Like how it's insane.
it's priceless. Yeah.
Yeah, this body that we have is priceless. It really is. And the issues that we have with ourselves, and this is where it comes in, the issues that we have with ourselves is how we view ourselves, how we see ourselves. If you're looking in the mirror and you're not happy with yourself, right? Why? Why are you not happy with yourself? What is holding you back from being happy? You are a pure, conscious being. What's holding you back from being happy? You can say, oh, the outside world, oh, my cousin, oh, my mother, oh, my brother, right? If that's the truth, then get rid of it. Go in there and erase it. And that's where I can definitely help you 100%. Go in there and erase the stuff that's holding you back, because there's no reason in this day and age anyone should not be happy, because we live in a miraculous time. There's so much crap going on, in the media and the news. But remember, they're also using hypnosis.
Exactly. TV is
They
hypnosis,
are using hypnosis. If you look at your TV
Commercials.
screen, if you look at your TV screen, there's waves that go through it, right? So if you take your phone or if you take a camera and look at your TV screen, you're going to see waves going through them. Those waves are set to alpha frequencies, right? The alpha frequency is putting you into a light trance, right? It's called the daydream trance. When you go into that trance, you're more subjectable and suggestible, meaning whatever they pump in the commercials, you're like more willing to take into your subconscious. When it's into your subconscious, you say, oh, I want to buy that, right? This is why you see the same commercial 5 times in the course of a half-hour show. How many times do you see the same commercial over and over? Every commercial, the same commercial running. Same
Repetition, because they want to program
exactly.
it.
Because you're in a nice, you're just watching TV, you're in a trance state. Boom, 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 boom. And that's just seeding into your subconscious mind. And then we're watching the news, right? Where does the news feed off?
I don't watch the news.
But people do.
I know.
It feeds off the emotion and fear.
The worst thing, they watch it before they go to sleep.
Yeah, it is, because the thing is once you go into fear, your fight or flight kicks in and your critical thinking is off, which opens your subconscious mind completely open. So they can feed you whatever they want, all that stuff, and all it's doing is it's creating anxiety and fear within you, and that is a block that's going to hold you back from going out and doing something, right? Think about you go outside. How many people look eye to eye today anymore? Not many. Everybody's walking with their head down. Or how many people walk up and say, oh, hi, how are you? Not many people, because people are afraid of other people because of what they've been seeing, right? Mm-hmm. And it's only a small portion of what's being projected in our reality that's bad, right? Or considered to be bad. there's so much good in our reality. There's so much good in our world. And once we remove the blocks, we can really start to see it and then see a potential within us. And then once we see that potential within ourselves, we become motivated, right? It's so hard to find motivation to do something. Like someone's like, I've been smoking for 5 years and I want to quit. I just can't find the motivation. Now the motivation's there, but you have to replace and find what it is that's going to motivate you. You have to move the cigarettes out of your motivational factor and put something in its place. And then the motivation kicks in. The health motivation kicks in. It's not like you get motivated and then it happens. Motivation comes when you start the process. Because once you start the process, it starts kicking and kicking and kicking. You start growing and growing and growing. And it's extremely fast. Like you said, it's been 3 weeks now, 4 weeks that you've been doing this, and you're feeling pretty good, right?
So I'm great. Bill was suffering so bad yesterday with the allergies. I'm like, I have no allergies.
It's fast.
I'm outside.
It really is.
It's amazing.
It
and
doesn't.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to say something because we healing on the there is physiological, like physical, emotional, and spiritual. So yes, sometimes like me, like I go for acupuncture once a week. Like I do other things, to help me support. But like for me, like the worst thing when I had the allergies before, first of all, if you do have allergies, people suffering, it makes you feel very tired. Like you can,
right.
You feel like you have a flu or cold, like you can't function. Then you have like runny nose, itchy eye. I used to have itchy eyes. Like I couldn't, like they blew out like a balloon. I used to put so many eye drops and everything. So it's like now I'm so good. Like it really is. It's amazing. So it really works. And I was also allergic to bees and penicillin. So hopefully I'm not allergic to that because I was working with all allergies. But we wake up in the morning and most of the people that they have regular jobs, they exhausted. So many people are sleep deprived. They watch TV, they're on their computers, on their social media, and that, the screens that, especially at night, it makes you awake. So that's why I know a lot of clients, a lot of friends, they get awake and then they can't go to sleep and then they're exhausted in the morning. Then you get the coffee, then you're eating all the bad food, then you're going to work, you're on the computer, and it's like you're always on this, fight or flight mode, and your body never heals. And then, yes, you go to the gym and blah, blah, blah. But it's like when I'm doing this hypnosis, I'm telling you, in the morning, I will wake up and I have to like get to work. And I'm like, I used to be like, oh, and now I'm just like so relaxed. I come back from work. I want to like listen to the hypnosis to just relax myself because I know my body is healing. Like your body needs this time to heal. And a lot of times when people are sick, they upset with that they are sick. Like, oh, why am I sick? I have to take time from work, or this sucks, or even this autoimmune diseases. Your body is not attacking you. I don't believe in such a thing. Your body loves you and wants you to feel good. So it's just like there's obstacles and there's these programs that they're running in you, and that's why you don't feel good. So yeah, hypnosis really gets to the point, like to the bottom of the issue.
It's interesting too when you look at what science is discovering now. Our bodies, every part of our body regenerates within 7 months, right? So every 7 months, we pretty much have a brand new body. Our skin's new, our organs all regenerate, right? But the reason why they hold on to these patterns, so if you have bad lungs, right? In 7 months, your lungs are going to get worse and worse and worse. You keep on smoking, right? But the issue is we're still holding on to the cause within our minds, right? So if you broke your leg when you were younger and you have a limp, right? Every day you wake up, you have a limp. So you always think of the limp, right? So you never think about the process of healing that limp, because in 7 months, you're going to have a new body. So if you start programming yourself and faking it till you make it, right? Getting it into the subconscious mind that I am healed, guess what happens? You become healed. I mean, this is scientifically documented. And I mean, our ancient cultures knew how to do this. It was very, very, everybody knew how to do this back, 5,000-6,000 years ago. But like I said,
even Dr. Lipton, Bruce Lipton, check his work, the belief, and it's all your environment, how we are how we listen to the environment. It's really not your genes. And talking about DNA, like I was reprogramming my DNA. I literally, if one of your hypnosis we did, I saw myself like in the galactic like stuff, like with the cosmic, that like the DNA, and then the beings came and reprogrammed me, and then I saw like the whole species, or I don't know, like the beginning of the universe, like people getting like the, you know, kind of like an animation, like the skeleton, the bones, and then the joints, the vascular, the and then the muscle, like kind of growing, but it's like new body. I kind of like saw it in the hypnosis myself, like I'm getting the new body, like I'm healed, you know. So sometimes you have to, you know, use different visuals, whatever works for you, because, you know, everybody's bodies works on different levels. See, I'm an artist, so for me, it's visual.
That's so important, because imagination is our greatest tool.
Exactly.
Because it gives us the ability to imagine something that's not happening right now, right? So if you want to create your company, if you want to go on a vacation, you first must have the thought, you must have the imagination of it, and then put the whole entire thing together inside of your imagination. Which means you don't have the company now, you don't have the vacation now, but you can envision that happening. And that's the same exact thing with our bodies. But we take it to a whole nother level to where we can heal old wounds, because we have this thing called the imagination. And if we can envision it, we can get our subconscious mind to lock in on it, and then that becomes our experience, our reality. Because remember, this is not a physical body. This is an energetic body. This is waves of energy just moving through us. It's light and sound, right? Moving, and it's vibrating. So we can start understanding that we are not just, you know, we think we're physical, but we look at ourselves as energetic bodies. We can start changing the energy in our bodies. I mean, and that changes our whole entire reality. If you want to have more insight on how to do something, hypnosis can help you with that. If you want more motivation, hypnosis can help you with that. If you want to get better at sports, hypnosis can help you with that. And all it is, hypnosis is only a tool. That's all it is. It's a tool for you to access your subconscious mind and program the subconscious mind. Because the subconscious mind is kind of like, if you take the analogy of a computer, right? You have a hard drive, you have RAM, right? The subconscious mind is like the hard drive. It holds all the memories, where the RAM is the random access memory. It's the memory that you're using on your keyboard. It's the memory that's really quick. So our conscious mind, right, our awareness is the gatekeeper, but it's the RAM. It can only remember up to 6 to 9 bits of information at a time, right? But our subconscious mind can run the 400 functions of our liver, all the functions of our heart, our breathing, every part of our whole entire physiology. It can run all of that plus so much more. But yet our conscious mind can't. And yet here we are today, we're trying to just do everything consciously, right? Trying to pound it consciously. It doesn't work. You have to get into the subconscious, change the program, remove the programs that you no longer need, because you got those when you were a kid. Those programs you don't need anymore. So you go in there, you upgrade those programs by removing and the association to those blocks, and then just reprogramming them, and then putting in what you want, and then that becomes our reality, because we're working with energy, not physical structures of what we think it is. Our reality is so much different than what we think it is. It really is. And for those of you who want to learn more about our reality, check out thesoulsdream.com. It's a course that I put together. Yeah, so I really break down our whole entire structure that we're in. Now, I know science has done that, and you know, academia has shown us so much stuff, but there's a lot that's not being shown to us. And my goal for being here in this time is to help people wake up. And that's to wake up to the power within them. Not the power that's outside of them, not the power that's in me, not the power that's in Aleksandra. No, the power that's inside of you, because there's an amazing amount of power and beauty in you that is just dying to come out right now. 2012 was the marker for the energy shift within the collective consciousness. And right now it's available to each one of us. We just have to tap into it. And hypnosis is a tool that we could use to access that energy and really program ourselves. And so is meditation. So if you can't afford a hypnotist or hypnosis, or do meditation. Take the time. Like you're saying, you wake up in the morning time, you do a meditation. You come home, you rest, you do a meditation. Taking time for you every single day is so important, right? We take 8 hours a day, 8-10 hours in our jobs a day, the things we don't even like doing, right? Everyone's out there complaining about their job. No one likes being at their job. But you have to go home and turn the TV on, the program, the television programming, right? That's why it's called a TV program, right? Television. a vision. The TV is telling a vision. It's telling a story that you are being programmed to believe into, right? And it's creating a society of programs, really, that's running in the background. I mean, if you look at the weight issues that we have today and see where they came from the 50s, right? When the girls in the magazines started coming out in the 50s or 40s, all these girls started getting subconscious of their bodies because they started seeing all this stuff in the media, the newspapers of these girls that were super thin, and they look at themselves and say, oh, that's not me. But everyone wants to be like this, and that started a whole entire process. And you have these girls today who are supermodels. They're like as thin as a rail, and they're not healthy. And healthy in the sense of not physically healthy, but mentally healthy, because they don't love themselves. And I have so many friends who are so beautiful. To
self-love.
Yeah, I have so many friends who are like absolutely gorgeous, and they say, "Oh, I got to fix this about myself."
Me too. I know so many of
everyone's got to fix themselves because they're not happy with themselves, and that comes from not the conscious mind, right? The frontal cortex is our conscious. It comes from our subconscious mind. These beliefs that we got when we were younger, of
the judgment, the competition. You know, like we've been taught, right, at school, like the grades. I mean, I'm a teacher, so like I know it's these grades are nonsense, you know. But you always have to compare and have some kind of, you know, like system, the scale. But it's like how is you compare somebody, you know, or even like Marina teaches the math 1 + 1 = 2. Marina in quantum teaches 1 + 1 = 3. So our math is that what we are taught is not even right, because one, like my reality or your reality, we created a third reality for those who don't know, like Marina's, you know. But it's like it's like we have been taught so many things that they're not true. So listen, find your truth, like listen to your inside voice and look for the truth, because many times is the truth that you think is truth is not it's not the real truth.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know how to listen to your inside voice, I can definitely help you with that. I can definitely help you. And I have multiple stages of what I offer. So I offer, it's called a meditation script. And what it is just a meditation with hypnosis that's specifically for your needs. So there's no regression or anything like that involved. It's just you give me what you're looking to do. I create a meditation script for you. You listen to it and you program yourself. And then I can do regressions for this life, and then along with a meditation script, which I would regress you, figure out what all the stuff that's blocking you, remove those blocks, and then you get the meditation script, and then you do that for a couple of weeks, and that would assist you in achieving whatever it is you're looking for. And then we can also do past life regressions. You can go back into your past lives and see what's blocking you from your past lives.
I recommend that too, because a lot of stuff is even out of life, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're in this for a 26,000 year process. I mean, we're in it. It's called the gestation of the soul, or the great year, precession of the equinox. We're not here for one life. We're here to live many lives to master vibration. This universe is one verse, and this universe is based off vibration. So we have come here to understand contrast and vibration, good, bad, right, wrong, light, dark. That's this whole entire construct of this universe that we're in. When you go into the multiverse, there's different universes with different, different math altogether, different experiences, different realities. But in this one, it's based on vibration. So we came in here, it's a 26,000 year journey. We come in as different ethnicities, male, female, good, bad. We experience it all, because when we leave here, we will be a master of vibration. And we're just making the upshift into what the Greeks would say would be the Bronze Age, right? So then we move into the Bronze Age for the next 2,400 years, and then we move into the Silver Age, and then we're there for 3,600 years, and then we move into the Golden Age, and that's when we will exit this universe with all of the information, all of the knowledge that we have gained from this. So we live many, many lives, and what you did in this life is going to affect you in your next life, because everything is going to compound and grow now. So the greater you become this life, the greater you become your next life, and then greater and greater. And you can see this with the kids coming in today. I mean, look at some of these kids who are like, 2, 3 years old, 4 years old, and they're like these little prodigies. Like they can play guitar, they can play the piano, they can sing, they can draw. It's like, how can these little kids come out of the womb and just be an insane artist, right? It's because they're tapping into their previous life. That's how it's happening. And this is going to start happening to everybody. Once you transition from this body to the next body, you're going to be able to contain your memories. The memories aren't going to be lost anymore because the magnetic fields that are within our reality are changing. And it's the magnetic fields that are wiping the memory previously. That's no longer happening as we make this transitional shift into the ascension process. So we're starting to really wake up now. People are waking up, and that's because we are moving into a new age. And I am here to assist in that awakening. That's my whole life's mission this time. I've spent many lives before this preparing for this time, right? Because it's a 13,000-year descension, and then it's a 13,000-year ascension. So we descend, we forget who we are, and then we ascend, we remember who we are. We just came out of the descension process. So I've been training for quite some time to get to this point where we're at now, to understand what is happening, to assist people in awakening and tapping into their greatest power. So I'm very excited to be able to help people heal and become their greatest version of themselves, because each one of us has that potential to do it.
Yeah, and what's great about hypnosis, it really is like individual, because yes, we do have similar like symptoms, but when you like heal yourself, heal the world. Like there's nothing more important at this time. Like forget about the government and the stuff. I'm not saying like to put the blinders on your eyes, but really you came here, like you reincarnated here, you here, and the sufferings that you went through, because I know a lot of you did, you sick, maybe you had some traumas, dramas, stuff at work with family, a lot of horrific stuff. It happens to, not to you, but for you. Like you chose this, because otherwise how would you know? Like through your healing, like it's time to heal yourself. You're gonna actually heal the ancestral lines, like your past, the future, because everything is connected. So like don't feel like that because you're gonna take the time to heal yourself, you're not taking care, like you're not selfish. You actually, like, this is the most important thing, to heal yourself, because then when you feel good, when you heal your traumas, dramas, wounds, and limiting beliefs, you reprogram the mind, you heal your body, you lose weight, whatever you want to do, you have the power, you're like a superhero, and then you can go to the world and serve your gifts to the world. So that's what life is about, right?
Yeah, it really is. And what's so great about now is, like I was saying, how we're no longer going to keep losing our memory now as we start transitioning up in the upswing of the ascension process. What that means is, if you clean out all your shit now, guess what happens? Your next life, you're not going to have a lot of shit. But if we don't clean out our shit now, it's going to keep coming back and coming back. You cannot run from it. It's impossible to run from. So if somebody exits this life by suicide, right? You can't. It's impossible. You can't exit it, because guess what? You're going to have to face it in your next life, and then your next life. So if you don't face your stuff that's deep down inside of you now, it's just going to come up in your next life. And that's why we see it all the time, where you'll find the guy who always picks the same kind of girl, or the girl that always picks the same kind of guy. A pretty girl always picks the asshole, right? Why? Why do they always pick the asshole? Why not the nice guy? And then she gets with the nice guy, and it's, oh no, that guy's not for me. I like the asshole, because it's the conditioning, right? It's in the subconscious mind that's the kind of person that she needs to be with. Maybe it's because she needs to be the caretaker, or whatever it is. But if we don't go in there and remove those associations, she'll be stuck in a whole situation, this whole entire life, where she's not happy, right? Because that asshole might be cheating on her, and she has to deal with it. Now she has the kids, this guy's going out, and then the whole thing happens, because we weren't willing to stand up and make the change. And once we make these changes now, starting today, everything changes for us. We have to take the first step, and we can't expect anybody outside of us to do it for us. Not our friends, not our family, not our government, nobody. It starts with you. You have to take your own power back. And once you start stepping into your own power, it's lights out. Nothing, all this stuff that seems to matter is going to fall to the wayside, and you're going to wake up into your full potential, which means whatever you desire to do. We are born creators. We are in existence to create. We create through our imagination. But so many people are stifled today by their jobs they have, right? They wake up, they do 9 to 5, they work 8 to 15 hours a day, and they're using no imagination. Then they come home They turn on the TV. They're using no imagination because the TV is telling you what to think, right? You're just sitting there like a zombie, just taking in information.
And they eat the food, that processed food that is like has no imagination. It's like dead food, and then like no wonder you don't feel good, right?
Yeah, I mean, but we can take the power back. I mean,
exactly.
Honestly, you can change the molecular structure of anything, any food, anything, and this has also been documented that you can clean water with your thoughts, right? You can change the molecular water, the structure of the water with your thoughts. And our foods are contained in water and are made up of water, right? So that's when you cook them, you see steam coming out. Everything contains water. So when you bless the food or you bless the water, you're actually changing the molecular structures of the water. So we can change any things around us, but we have to take the power. We have to take the power back. And the power is, I am. Right? You can start that today. I am. What are you saying about yourself? When you look in the mirror, I am beautiful. Because if you say anything other than something that is in a positive nature, you're only going to experience the negativity of that for the rest of your life.
But for some people, maybe it's hard to say, look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. So what I'm suggesting, start saying, I am grateful. Like, be grateful for all these harsh things in your life. I know it sounds, it doesn't sound like, it sounds insane, but you know, it's called a shadow. Like, you have to look at the shadows in order to heal. Like all these things that not serving you, all this, the people in your life, you know, the situations, why you are attracted to like these girlfriends, boyfriends, husband, jobs, you know, like why you are attracted to this certain food or whatever. It's like all these things that they're not serving you. Like, it's time to heal and be grateful for them. Like, don't get upset with them. Like, be grateful and like say like, I'm releasing them. Like, it's time, like I want to release and let go. Like, you know, and we just had a powerful full moon in Scorpio. So it's you can like do a lot of releasing and letting go. The new moon, which is a good time to like put new intentions, you know. So the full moons, because it's water. Remember, we were on the cruise, like the ocean was controlled, was eclipse in January, and the ocean was going wild because it was full moon and eclipse. So yes, we are like what 70-80% of water. So
based on your age.
You can do Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian thank you, I love you, please forgive me, I'm sorry, which means you're responsible for your life, for your environment, for everything that's happening, and be grateful. And start like I am, and like, you know, say whatever. But I really recommend Jason's whatever, like you choose different programs, because they are awesome. Like, and he makes it's like a trance, you know, and talking about the mind, you know. So we do this hypnosis, so just tell the people like how it is. So you can do it through the computer. You don't have to go in person to New Jersey. I mean, yes, you can go to New Jersey, but you can do it all around the world. It's like just like this. Then you laying down comfortably, you listen, you know, you listen to his voice, and you go. What state you go? Like in
I keep it into the alpha. I keep it light. Keep it light.
So it's like you awake. Like last hypnosis I did, I at the end kind of fell asleep. Like I was in this purple, I saw unicorns and everything. But so you go and like you awake, but your body's, you know, like when you're following the sleep, but you like not asleep yet. So kind of like that. And then you healed. So then he sends you the recording. So you just like listen to his voice. And then he also sent you the whole recording. So that's the one I love, because you put the music in the back, and it really is like a trance. And talking about the mind. So every time I'm listening, sometimes, you know, I'm really like I'm laying down and I'm relaxing, like doing the actual kind of like a hypnosis. But sometimes I'm washing dishes or you know, making a smoothie or driving a car. So it's not that kind of hypnosis. Like I'm not gonna hypnotize myself and go to sleep. So don't do that, please. But
don't drive and listen. I don't recommend.
But I mean, I do it because it's like, you know, it's like I put myself in different mind, you know. But then every time I do it, I listen to I hear different things, and I'm like, I've listened to this like 50 times, and there is a sentence I didn't hear it before. And that tells you like sometimes we checked out, like our body, like it goes in a trance, right? And
what's so funny is some people
yesterday I'm like
some people say like I can't be hypnotized or I can't be put in trance, but trance is part of our experience. We are always in trance. Like, you ever been talking to somebody and they're talking away and you kind of zone out? That's trance. You ever been driving in a car and you're like, oh wow, we're here already? That's a trance. You're moving into an altered state of time space where you're moving into your subconscious mind. It's called the imagination part, right? Where we're in our thoughts, we're in our imaginative processing. That is trance. Anytime you go internal, you check out and go internal and check something out, that's trance. Our body language is made 100%. Our body is working on our subconscious mind, right? So that's why I say communication is 90% is body language, because it's all subconscious processing. And if you can understand body language, you can look at somebody and know exactly everything about them before you even speak to them. You can know everything about them because of their body language. Their body language tells everything, because it's 90% of our communication. And this is what animals... Yeah, so what animals work off of. They work off of body language. We work off of it as well. But our schooling has taught us certain things where we don't really use it too much consciously. We could use it consciously and really do some miraculous things with understanding how body language works, and then also how your body language is working with other people. So I mean, it's amazing what our subconscious mind really can do. And we're all of us go into trance about 1,000 times a day. We're always going into our imagination and thinking about what we can do, couldn't do, should have done this better, could have done this better. We're always going in there. And then once you go into those coulds, would, shoulds, you're in trance. When you're watching TV, you're in a trance. When you're watching a movie and everything just disappears and you're in the movie and you see a sad scene and you start crying, the emotions strike up. Why? Because you are in a trance. You are in a trance. We're always in trances. People, you walk around today? Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's happening? Yeah. Right? We're all like transed by our phones, right? I mean,
oh yeah, everybody's so checked out.
And that's a good thing if you want to access your subconscious mind, because that means you're very easy to put into a trance, and everyone is. I haven't come across someone who...
That was my question. I don't know. Do you see any questions? Because I don't see any questions today. I don't know if people are asking questions, but 2 people asked me to ask you the questions. Yeah. Can anybody be hypnotized? Even those people who say that I can be hypnotized, and can hypnosis work? Can hypnosis work like for anything? Anything.
I don't know if it
even like if somebody lost something, like they lost, I don't know, a ring or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen, I don't know if it can work for anything, but I'm willing to try.
Okay.
I want to push the boundaries of our consciousness, right? I want to really tap into what can we do? How powerful are we? What can we start really doing with this? Now, if you look at our current structure, right? You have the 1% who kind of rule, and the other 99% kind of fall into a spot, basically, right? So you have these classes of individuals, and there's 1% of the population who they pretty much run the whole entire show because they have more money than they know what to do with. But the reason why they run the show is because they run everybody's thoughts. They make everybody think what they need to have. Therefore, everybody's running around thinking they need to do things, but all they're doing is they're all programmed. Everybody's programmed to think they need to do something to make something work. We're all working for each other, each one of us, right? We all have a job that we do, and we all work for each other, but we all do it for $1, right? We all have a dollar sign behind it. But if there's no dollar signs behind it, right? We took out the whole entire money structure and did it because we loved it. If you did something, you loved it, and everything was supplied to you, like kind of like if you look at the Venus Project or the Ubuntu Project by Tillinger. If this becomes the reality, it's not about going to work tomorrow, right? It's about doing what you love tomorrow. And doing what you love, it's going to help someone, because we're all here to help each other. Everyone loves companionship. Everybody loves to help other people. That's just our nature. It's human nature to be wanting to be in assistance. And I know some people who are like, I can't stand people. Like they annoy me. But then once you get to know them, they're really soft and lovable. Like they really are. People love people. They really do. People love companionship. And that's our nature. So if we get rid of the whole entire money structure, everybody's going to be working because they love to do what they do, because we're creators. But what we have now is this money structure where we have these classes, and these classes are holding us into the structure of, I don't want to call it slavery, but it's holding us in a structure that we can't move. It's kind of tight, like people don't like their jobs, but they're so afraid to quit their jobs because of the money structure, right? Opposed to saying, you know what? I believe in myself and my higher self, and the power within me is going to manifest my dream job. right? So, and that's what will happen if you believe in yourself that much. We can manifest our realities, and that's where we're moving. So, can anybody be hypnotized to do anything in their dreams? If it's in the nature of goodness or their highest potential, then yes, I would definitely say yes. And I think anybody can be hypnotized, unless they were trained not to be.
Okay, if they believe they can, they won't, right?
Yeah, and that goes down to why would you
kind of hypnotizing themselves. They say, yeah. I'm not gonna get hypnotized, right?
But the funny thing is, like, why would you even want to do it then?
I know,
right? If you don't want to do, yeah. No, so I don't see any comments here.
Okay. So because I can't see it. So,
yeah.
So we are so excited, Jason and I. Can I tell them about a little project?
Yes, you can. So trance, right? So trance is the part of hypnosis that's we move into. So transformational, we're going to transform through the rainbow diet that Aleksandra presents. So we're going to team up and do this diet together, where we're going to help people programming the mind so you can get over the part of the lack of motivation, right? Because when we start a diet, what happens is you start going, and then you hit a wall. You're like, that's it, I'm just going to fall back. So if we go in there and we remove all the fallbacks and replace that with motivation, it's going to assist you in sticking on the diet. And then also helping you like certain foods that you don't like, right? Some people don't like carrots, right? So what if you go in there and you change to liking carrots? So there's so much that we can do with hypnosis and food to get to the perfect weight that we want to be and the perfect body that we want. So Aleksandra and I are going to put together this program, and we're both very excited about it.
Intuitive, and maybe somebody has a reason why they don't like the diets. Maybe, the carrots. Maybe one day in another lifetime, who knows? Maybe they, I don't know, lived on the planet that there was no carrots, or they had bad experience with carrots or something as a child. Yeah. Who knows, right? So there is always a reason behind, all these things that we think. And plus, it takes like 21 times for us to get into the new taste, like our taste buds. Yeah. You can't just assume that you can't assume, especially like in America, most of the kids or people, like they eat junk food, fast food. Look at the supermarket. It's supermarket. Yeah. Mar means like, I think, death or dying, like if you look in the dictionary. So it's like mar, like death, like most of the aisles, like 80% of the aisles in the supermarket are like packaged stuff, even the cleaning products. There is so many cleaning products, and they're all toxic, like aisles, and they're all toxic, and you're spraying all this stuff, cleaning your house, you putting all this toxic, poisonous stuff on your body, like your makeup, your skin care. You're eating the junk package, microwave, like food, frozen food. It is dead food, and then you surround yourself with toxic thoughts that programs that you are stupid, or I'm fat, or I'm stupid, I'm an idiot, like even you bump yourself and people say, I'm so stupid, I just bumped myself. Like stuff we say to ourselves, we don't even pay attention, but we giving ourselves this negative messages so much, like all our life. Yeah. And then no wonder we gain weight, no wonder we can't be successful in business, no wonder we can't sleep, we have like insomnia or whatever, like whatever. But this program is going to be specifically like for weight loss and changing, and I'm going to show you how rainbow diet is so fun, it's so creative. You're going to use your imagination, and Jason will teach you about how the hypnosis, and will hypnotize you, and it's going to be fantastic. So it's going to be we're very excited.
Yeah, it's a great combination to have the input of the external world, the food coming in, and then having our minds completely cleared out. The energy is going to be running through our bodies every day. We're going to wake up with just so much energy because our bodies are completely cleared out physically, mentally, and emotionally. So it's going to be an amazing program. I'm really excited to work with you on it. And I think it's going to help a lot of people because, I mean, you're already helping a lot of people. I'm helping a lot of people.
I do, but I say like
together
80% of people like who coach with me or are interested in changing even the diet is they want to lose weight. Even like, the girls who are thin, they say like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds. I'm not happy. And it really comes to like self-love and not accepting yourself and being judgmental. Again, like, no matter what issue it is, like me as a coach, and I'm sure you as a hypnotist, don't you agree? It's always like self-love and self-care and like not feeling enough.
Yeah, it really comes down to not feeling enough, and that goes back to our upbringing, right? Like how we were raised, and not just by our parents but our family and our friends. I mean, all of that has an association within us that's holding us back from really feeling that we are enough, because each one of us is a beautiful being. I mean, we have this amazing body that if we start putting in the right stuff physically and emotionally and mentally, we can pretty much do anything. I mean, the world is at our fingertips. I mean, we really, really can make massive changes, and we're going to. I mean, people are waking up, like I said earlier, and I think this program's going to be awesome because, like you said, there's a lot of people out there who want to lose weight, but I think also for the people who are already skinny,
you want to feel good, like they want to thrive. It's all about like, not even like being skinny. It's just like to feeling good in your body and having energy, because there are skinny people that they're exhausted and tired. And
and that's what I was going to say. Like the girls who are skinny who want to lose weight, it could be good just to go on that, just to get healthier, right? I mean, it doesn't matter what your weight is. I think to get healthy, mentally and physically, doesn't matter. I think it's going to help so many people, and I'm really excited to really help.
Yeah, and it's also about that, we want to feel good because, as I said before, like when you feel good, you have like, you want to wake up in the morning for your job, or when you like living your life with joy, with your bliss, following your bliss, whatever that is, because my bliss is different than yours. Everybody's bliss is different. Then, you have the energy. And even when it comes to diet these days, with the internet and social media, there's so many diets, there's so many gurus, and people get very confused, and they like, well, I don't know what to choose, and this person is saying this, and this one says contradicting information. Like, I'm so confused. And listen, we're gonna teach you, like, listen, go within and listen to yourself, like follow your intuition, like mindful living, because what works for me may not work for you. And sometimes even with diets, your body may change, like even with seasons or in your life, so it's about like different choices, but be willing to try new things, like with hypnosis. You're taking the old programs, but you're replacing them with something new. And as I said, with food, it may take up to 21 times. You don't expect that you're eating junk food and french fries and McDonald's and you try broccoli and you're gonna love it, because it may be like, so
that's funny you say 21 times. So it takes between 21 to 28 days to form a habit in the subconscious
minimum
mind.
21 times.
Yeah. So 21 times is the marker of the subconscious saying, "Oh, I know what's happening here. Let me take over for you. You go do what you got to do, and I got this running in the background for you."
And sometimes that's what happened with people with diets. They say, like, "Oh, I've tried it, but it didn't work for me." But they've tried it for 3 days, and you may detox, and you may have the symptoms, and you think like you're reacting negatively. Actually, your body may be detoxing, depending what you're doing. Sometimes with cleanses or fasts, or like you may have all these. Your body will be purging. You may get the rashes, like the feel nauseous or something, but it's not because you're sick. It's just your body is getting rid of that negative stuff. And it's when you putting the love, the hypnosis, like you replacing with the positive stuff, and then you're gonna be healed. You're healing yourself.
That's another thing too. Also, I've seen people do the diet for years, right? And they did so good, and then they stop and they kind of fall off the wagon. And all of a sudden, they put on all the pounds again. It's like, oh, what? You were doing so good. What happened? And like, I just fell off. So what hypnosis can do there is it can stop you from falling off, right?
And it's really not about diet; it's really about lifestyle, right?
It's a lifestyle, It's about changing the lifestyle. Really, that's what it really is. Cause
not just like one thing, because it's like we are, this energetic body. There is so many levels. So it's not just like, oh, I just eat few salads. I mean, yeah, may work a little bit, but like, yeah, you have to
Yeah.
work on many different levels, but you have to be willing to do it, and it takes work. But we're gonna make it for you. We're gonna show you how to make it in a fun way, so you're
Yeah.
gonna be excited actually, because I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I'm telling you, I'm talking about this hypnosis, how it worked for me, like to everybody. I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, I feel great. Because every year, every spring, I've been like, I would have been sick for like 3 months. They
Yeah.
told me basically the allergies that I went and I had tests done. They said I was so bad that they told me to move. They told me to move to like Arizona, California, like places like on the other coast, when then they don't have the maple and oak trees, because it's like there was no hope for
Yeah.
me. They said like the shot's not gonna help you. So, and like, look, I'm good. After,
Yeah.
but I've suffered. I'm telling you, I've tried many different things, but I said this is it. I'm gonna find something that is gonna help me. So
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all you. It really comes down to you and your
with
willingness
your
to
help.
want it. Yeah, that's all I was. I was just like a little bit of a push, like, hey, look over here, do this. But really, it all came down to you and doing what had to be done, which was doing the meditation script every day. I mean, that's the key, is to take the time to do it every day. And it's for you, and you, I mean, you were a shining star because you were doing it like twice a day. Like, I want to get rid of this. You wanted
No,
it
I
so
was
bad.
doing more
You willed
times
it
than,
away.
like
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes
you
I'm like
willed it away.
and it
And
works.
I believe that we can do that with anything.
Yeah.
Any physical ailment we have, it's not a physical ailment, it's a mental ailment. And that mental ailment has come from our past, and there's a block within the physical energy that's going through our bodies, this energy that's running through our bodies that makes up our physical body. There's a block. Go in there and move that block, and you will have so much energy go into that area of your body that was hurt before. The dis-ease, the slower vibrations will raise up.
So you think it
It's
can
so
even help,
beautiful.
like, sometimes people are like afraid of like public speaking, or some people are like,
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
easy.
good,
Yeah.
like, I will never learn how to ski. I'm afraid of like skiing, but maybe
Yeah.
they never even ski, in this
Right.
lifetime. But again, it could be from another lifetime. Maybe they had a
Right.
bad accident or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, you may find
Yeah.
interesting things when you under hypnosis.
Oh, it's amazing what you find
It's
out. It
amazing.
really. I think it's so fascinating to see the connections of people's physical ailments and their cure. Right. So I think there was I forget who said it, but they said feelings that cannot find their expression in tears may cause other organs to weep. And how funny is that? Like, when we're younger, right? We're told all this stuff, and we're kids. We have all these notions of, hey, don't cry, you're a boy, or don't do that. All this stuff.
Boys don't cry.
I mean, we
Well,
suppressed all these emotions, right? And then later on in life, you're getting all these skin rashes, or you're getting allergies, or you're getting acne, or you're getting, this crazy sickness that they can't figure out what it is. And they go, oh, I know what you have. You have fibromyalgia, right? Fibromyalgia, I had a doctor tell me, is when we can't figure out what it is, we say it's fibromyalgia because we just really don't have the diagnosis.
and yeah, your
for it.
body is attacking you, right?
Yeah, your body attack. So the
Yeah.
thing is it's really it's your subconscious mind. You consciously at that point want something different, but your subconscious mind is saying no, you want this, you want this, you want this. So you have to go in there, remove that of what you don't want, and say that's not me anymore. I am this now, and that's just what I want. And the changes happen very fast. I'm astonished to see how fast these changes are happening in people.
Yeah, and like
It's
with me with the
amazing.
allergies, so why I didn't have them in Poland. We had maple and oak trees, but then I
Right.
came to this country. I left my family. I had some rough childhood, with my father leaving, and then it's like you can't escape from your like shadow, because I
Mm-hmm.
came here, but it followed me, and it's like I had some unresolved issues, traumas and wounds, and that I had to heal, and that's why I developed probably the allergies, right? You know what?
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this the other day. I think it was like last week or 2 weeks ago. I was walking around and I'm like, oh, I see these beautiful lilies of the valley. And then I had this, like, I was just listening to hypnosis right before the walk. And then I'm like, it reminded me like from my first communion, there were hypnosis, and then like my father, and then like he left, like he moved out with my father. So it's like it's something trigger, with that smell. So it's really cool with the hypnosis. I think your job is like so cool. Like there's people like going into this trance, and you don't know what you're gonna get. I mean, you can get some really stuff you cannot make up, like it's
No,
interesting,
no,
right?
you can't make it up. Honestly, you
Yeah.
can't. It's just and it's interesting because people come out of it, they're like, wow, like I didn't see that. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's incredible when you get the association to the cause of what's causing that physical elements. Once you get the cause, you say, oh, wait a second, that's, why would I even think that? Get rid of that and let's go with this over here. It's amazing. It really is, because you're not that child anymore. But yet our subconscious mind is holding on to that memory as if it's our reality today. It's not our reality today. Our reality is completely different, right? Because the only change, right? The only constant is change in our reality. So we're always changing, but sometimes our subconscious mind holds on to our old paths. And that's what they call that neuroplasticity, right? So neuroplasticity shows that our mind can organize and change. And then you have, doesn't matter what it is inside of us or physical, our mind can change the illness. Our mind can change the body to fit the mold that we can imagine. And that's what hypnosis and meditation can do for you. It can really shape you by accessing your imagination. It really comes down to your imagination. And that's the power. I mean, it's so incredible how powerful our imagination is. It really is. I mean, if you look at Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, what are these guys talking about, right? Visualize it before you see it. Napoleon Hill, right? Think and Grow Rich. And Think and Grow Rich, he went and wrote a book on all the moguls of his time, Ford, and he's asking the question, like, what's the outline? What's the outline of success, right? And every one of them said visualization, right? It's all about visualizing what it is you want to see before you have it. And that shows that our imagination is our point of creation. And then when we attach I am to that, it becomes our reality.
Yeah, and when you look at work of like Louise Hay, like Heal Your Life, Heal Your Body, like she has 2 books, like she has specifically like different diseases, and then affirmations, like why, and then affirmation, which is affirmation, it's like self-hypnosis, right?
Yes, it is, 100%.
So, so it's the same thing. And then you're going to see coloration, like why, like pain in the neck, like, I don't know, like not the leaving of life, or like, I think, I don't remember exactly, like you have to look in the book, like pain in feet or something, like reflects you're afraid of like the future because you don't want to like move forward, or something with eyes, I think you don't want to see the future too. I mean, I'm just like, I think I'm remembering right, but there's just so many different symptoms and like, it's so interesting how the mind and body and emotions and the spirit are connected.
They really are. It's incredible, and the data is there to support the findings. I mean, it's there, and I mean, it's you are the data. I mean, you are the experience, right? You have experience X, and now you're experiencing Y, and it's through your shift. You did the work. It's through your power within you, your belief that created your reality for you now. So you were dealing with that for 20 years, and now it's gone because of your power within you, and I was just the catalyst, or a part of the catalyst, a part of the system that helped you get where you got. And it's all about you just awakening to your greatest potential.
And not to like, I don't want to like put the doctors down on something, because the doctors are wonderful. I mean, they're saving lives. But even when I went to allergies, like with the allergies, like they said, allergies are very complicated. Like sometimes it's hard to tell like what are you allergic really, because there's many different layers with the allergies. So like when I was doing, the stuff like from the allergies, I was like, oh, you have to take an inhaler, and you have to this medication, and this nozzle thing, and then this, like so many different things, because it's like there's no one thing, and it still wouldn't help me. Like I was still suffering, so and then your body is like, after a while the medication doesn't work, because I think it's like figuring out it's like it's very smart, it's no, that doesn't work, because the root, you have to find the root of the problem. That's what it is. And just trying to trick the problem, right?
And 99% of the time, the root of the problem is not a physical thing. It's actually a subconscious thing. And like you said earlier, it could be from a different lifetime. But once you go in there and you remove that block, remember, we're just energy. We're energy beings. Once you remove that block, the energy can then flow freely through us. And when it does that, it's lights out. I mean, it really is. It's lights out for any disease or anything that's going on inside of us. Like
And
I'm working with.
good to work with a crew. Like you may even be working with the doctor or like
Yeah.
like somebody,
Yeah.
like with somebody, I don't
Yeah.
know, has cancer or something, So it's sometimes it's
Yeah.
a theme of people to working, to helping you,
Yeah.
like to helping the person, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I'm actually working with someone right now who was diagnosed with lumps on their lungs, and we're working on just bringing those lumps down. And the thing is our minds can do that, right? Our minds can overcome any physical ailment. I mean, there's been cases of broken arms being fixed with hypnosis. I mean, it's just when
Or
you
people
look at
doing surgery under surgery with no
surgery,
anesthesia, just
no
doing
anesthesia,
hypnosis, right? And they
who what's her name? Marissa Pierce. She did it online. She's an amazing
she's
hypnotherapist.
amazing. Yeah, I love.
Oh my God, I love her. But she did it she did a BBC special of giving birth, and hypnotized herself and gave birth. They're like, don't you want anesthesia? She's like, no, I'm going to do it through hypnosis. And they're like, what do you mean? So afterwards, they're like, don't you feel like depression? She's like, no, I don't feel depressed at all. She's like, oh, because everyone feels this depression after they have the baby. It's postpartum depression. She goes, well, I don't believe that. She goes, that's not my reality. She was always fighting against not taking in other people's stuff,
opinions, exactly, because
that didn't resonate with her. Yeah, that didn't resonate with her highest good. She would say like, no, I don't believe that. No,
like
it's not me.
Like I heard, like, did you have allergies? Everybody said, it's allergies, it's allergies, it's allergies. Yeah. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't have allergies. I used to, but not anymore. Somebody, I don't remember where I read this or heard this, but somebody was under surgery. They actually were under hypnosis, under anesthesia, not hypnosis. What am I saying? But their body was kind of like listening. Your body's always listening. And the doctors or the nurses or the surgeons, all of them, they were talking about something that, my aunt doesn't want to heal, somebody had something like an accident and she doesn't heal well, like her, some veins are not healing. And that person after the surgery, went back to went home and came back, from the hospital, and then went back to the doctor, and like the doctor said, healing, something is not right. Like the body didn't want to heal after the surgery. And then they find out after so many, what is going on, that she kind of was listening during the surgery. Her mind, I don't know, was unconscious, subconscious, I guess subconscious mind was listening to this conversation and thought they were talking about her, programming her that her body won't heal. And she didn't heal. So interesting, right? It
really is
fascinating. And when they removed that, then she healed. It was like So sometimes somebody, like, you may be just, it's like the secondhand smoking. Somebody may be talking some negative stuff and you're just standing right there or watching TV or whatever, and you reprogramming, you in that trance, and you taking that negative stuff you don't even know, right?
Yeah. And that happens on the good side too, or people who are meaning to do good, where people are meaning to do good, but they're actually doing harm because they're focusing so much on the negative side of things, right? So there's some people out there who are promoting, like, say, the cabal, right? Everybody knows about the cabal and what the cabal does and all this stuff, right? But if you keep on promoting the cabal, guess what the cabal is getting? More power, because people are becoming more afraid and more afraid and more afraid. We're promoting the opposite thing because there aren't too many people out there that can go up and face this thing, this entity, right? I mean, it just doesn't happen. The way that you face it is by taking your power back and not giving your power to it, because your greatest power is your attention, your intention, right? So where's your intention and your attention when you're seeing something, right? It's all focused on one thing, giving it your awareness and your power. So when we hear things that don't resonate with us, we don't have to accept them. We think that we do, but we don't. Just because someone says something doesn't make it true. And this is where the Tao Te Ching comes in, right? If you can name something, it's the person who names it's their idea. And then you take it on, it becomes your idea. If someone gives you a gift and you don't take it, who does it belong to? So we got to stop taking in all this stuff and taking it as absolute fact, right? Because if it's not in front of you right now, it's not changing your reality. Once it comes in front of you, then you can face it. But to give your power away day in and day out, like my great-great-grandmother did this. She would watch the news. Like she was older, so she would watch the news every day, and all she would talk about was all the shit she didn't like on the news. She didn't like watching it the first time, but then she'd turn around and talk to her friends about all the shit she didn't like the first time. So she spent the last years of her life talking about what she didn't like. And who knows if it was even real, right? I mean, some of the news might not be the absolute truth. So to get wrapped up into that whole entire world, you're giving all your power, all your attention, all your being, all your awareness to something that's you can't even prove that's true. What you can prove that's true is that you are an amazing human being. And once you start tapping in and talking good about yourself and seeing yourself in the best light, that's where your power should be. It should be building you up, not building the world up. Because like you said before, once you heal yourself, you heal the world, right? It's not the opposite. You can't heal the world if you ain't healed. It ain't nothing you can do. It's going to be chopping up blocks all day long.
It's like you go to the doctor and you hear all these people complaining about, like all these older people, oh, my back, all these different diseases. Then you feel like if you're just going for checkup, I don't even but like you feel like, oh, maybe I have this, maybe I have this. Oh, they tell you even like if you if you don't feel good or going for checkup, don't go and Google on the internet, because you're gonna find so many things and you're gonna think, oh, maybe I have this, maybe I have this. Oh my God, right? Because your imagination is going. So stay centered, listen to some nice music, eat some good food, go to the nature. Nature is the most powerful healer I think ever. Pets are amazing, dancing or sports or whatever brings you joy. Just move your body, so you're getting this, the blood flow, and drink some good water and get some fresh air, some sun, and have some positive reinforcement in your mind, for meditation or hypnosis or good conversation, books or whatever. And don't get involved with this negative reality, because it's gonna pull you down.
No, it is, and it does. I mean, we've all been there, we've all experienced it. But what I also want to share a couple little cool tips with water, right? If you have seen Isiro Emoto's water experiment, water imprints feelings extremely quickly. Once you touch water, it actually imprints to your vibrational frequency. So when you're gonna drink water or drink anything, if you just take a moment and give it intentions, the water actually crystallines and becomes a healing powerhouse that you can then drink, and it then assists you in many different ways, opposed to just drinking the water down unconsciously. So it's about you opening up your consciousness and being conscious when you're drinking water, because when you're being conscious, you're being present. When you're present, you're in the moment. That's where all the power resides. So it's a nice little practice when you drink something, just for 1 second, to just stop and give it a nice little thank you or a blessing or whatever you want to do, just to empower the water, empower the substance that you're ingesting. And then also, we were talking about affirmations before. When you do hypnosis, the first thing you start off is usually you fix your eyes somewhere. And the reason why you do this is when your eyes become fixated, it actually puts strain on your conscious mind, right? So your conscious mind just wants to kind of shut down. Just like when you're watching the TV, it's not too long before your conscious mind just shuts down and you're just kind of in the zone. So your eyes are your seat to the soul, right? So when you're doing your affirmations, your I am affirmations, or whatever affirmations you do them in the bathroom and look at yourself in your eyes. Look directly into your eyes, because what you're doing is you're looking directly into your soul. You're looking directly into your subconscious, your higher self. And you speak those words. Yes. I am love. I am healed. I am grateful. I am prosperous. I am whatever it is you desire to have in your life. And you're programming, you're actually hypnotizing yourself in that moment. You're accessing your subconscious mind extremely quickly by yourself, and you're programming your subconscious mind. So that's something you can do by yourself anytime. And always use high vibrational words, and always look at yourself in the mirror and give thanks and gratitude, because this body that you have is $1 million body. I mean, it might have some flaws, but it's $1 million body. And you can, just because it has flaws today, doesn't mean it has to have flaws tomorrow. You can change that with your mind. And we're moving into a good time. We're moving into a good time. It's fun.
Awesome. How people can find you if they want to do? Can you give them all your websites? I mean, there's also in the description. But if they want to do a session with you and
jaylayton.com, JAYLAYTON.com, and I also dropped in a coupon, a $25 off a Metascript. If anybody wants the Metascript in the description there. And I also have thesoulsdream.com. That's where you can find my online course. It's 100% free. It's a 7-hour course, basically nuts to bolts about our reality. It just shows you how everything is working, even the stars. I mean, people look at the stars and say, "Oh, well, we don't even know what stars are. We have completely forgotten what the stars are." I break down exactly what the stars are and how they're working, and how we can use them, right? So before we were talking about the moon, right? You talk about the moon, and you had the full moon and the new moon, and when the moon is full, it's time to remove stuff from our lives. When the moon is at the new moon, it's time to bring stuff in. So as it's waning up, it's bringing that into our lives. As it's waxing down, it's or vice versa, it's removing stuff. So we can use these energies that are above us once we understand exactly what they are. And there's energies that are around us that we can also use, but we have been blind to the fact of, I mean, a lot of things. we look at the TV and we look at the news and we're so programmed into this matrix, but there's so much more going on, and we have so much more power than we think. And once we start tapping in, it's going to be lights out for the old paradigm, and we are going to open up to a whole new world where we're living our potential, where every day we wake up, we're living our potential.
Exactly. So. And then if you want, if you local, for me, I have a event at the Free Spirit Expo on June 2nd, which is Sunday here in Austin, in New York. So it starts at 10 in the morning, and you can come. Please join. I'm actually doing a lecture, like a presentation about the rainbow diet at 11 o'clock. So if you're local, please join. Nice. And stay tuned for the transformational rainbow diet.
It's gonna be awesome.
When we launch the course, so it's gonna be fun. And I'm gonna be having Jason like every month, as a guest. So we're gonna be talking on many different topics using hypnosis and channeling.
We'll start playing around with group stuff. We'll move into some cool stuff, and I'll show you guys some awesome little tips and tricks that we can really start
you have a lot
accessing our subconscious mind. Because I spent from 2006 to 2010, I was part of a group where I was able to channel my higher self. So it was fantastic. So I have like 450 hours of channeled information that's all been written out. I mean, we had a group of people that were transcribing. So I'm very good at tapping into the higher self, and we all have that ability. And once you start listening, it's like the voice in your head is so clear, and you just know everything that just it's you know what to do. It's great, and everybody has this ability.
Yeah, you are always supported by the universe and the energy and whatever you believe, angels or God or higher power or beings, intergalactic, ETs, whatever, everybody has
whatever it is,
but they with you here as supporting you, so you're never alone.
That's it. That's so true. And you and I are always here for them. Because we love you guys. We love you guys.
Yes. We're here for you. That's why I love doing these interviews, with different people. So more to come. So did we cover everything, or did I forget something?
No, I think we got everything plus some.
Yeah. So it's a Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. So happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Drink a lot of water and eat some rainbow food, right? And I will see you and your family on Saturday. So
Saturday we're gonna get together. It's very exciting.
And have some fun party and have a blissful weekend. And we talk to you soon. Oh, and for my website, it's www.olenkoskitchen.com if you want to get some healthy recipes or check out my books. So
Cool.
So it was so nice having you, Jason.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
Yes. I hope we cover everything. Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
And if people gonna post questions, we can answer them later. So yeah,
Great.
check out Jason's hypnosis. Different ways how he does it. But I really recommend it. It's amazing. You're gonna be very, very surprised with yourself, and you will heal yourself, whatever you need to heal. So
now it's time.
Yeah, that's the time. Heal yourself, heal the world.
That's it. All right, everyone.
Okay, good night. Live, love, light, and fruits from Olenko's Kitchen and Friends. Good night. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Namaste. Bye. Good night.
Namaste.